I've transmigrated into a book. I've become the villain's older sister, a wicked female supporting character. The first thing I did after transmigrating was to bail out the original host's younger brother from the police station. A little brat. I feel like my miserable life is about to begin. I just transmigrated into the villainess of the novel. The first thing I did after transmigrating into the book was to bail out the original owner's younger brother from the police station, a little bastard. When I entered the police station, the little bastard was lounging in a chair with his legs crossed, a cigarette dangling from his mouth, and his legs shaking smugly. Anyone who didn't know better would think he had polio. In stark contrast to him was the boy sitting on the other side. He was slender and thin-boned, yet he sat there with neither arrogance nor humility, upright and poised. Truly, without comparison. There is no harm, truly, comparing people can be infuriating. Joe Hung turned and saw me, instantly lighting up like a dog spotting its owner. Sis, you're here. He sprang to his feet and hurried over to my side, lowering his head. Sis, it's him. He hit me. You have to stand up for me and teach him a lesson. Several beams of righteous light instantly shone down on me. If looks could kill, I believe I would already be riddled with holes by now. This guy is really something. Threatening to kill someone right in the police station. Does he think the guns the officers carry are just toys? Just shut up already. Xiao Heng looked at me, utterly bewildered. I couldn't be bothered to respond to him. Hello, I'm Xiao Su, here to bail out my brother. Seeing my polite tone, the police officer finally withdrew his unfriendly gaze. Bailing out Xiao Heng, right. Come over and sign here. No, I'm bailing out both Xiao Heng and Lu Yan. Sis, why did you bail out Lu Yan? Shouldn't you be trying to ruin him? Shut up, yes. The other kid is named Lu Yan, the male lead in the book I've transmigrated into. As for Xiao Heng, he's the villain in the book, a little troublemaker who causes irreparable harm to the growth of the male and female leads. As for me, the villain's sister, I'm a domineering, wealthy, and complicit cannon fodder character, significantly contributing to Xiao Heng's villainous endeavors, playing an indispensable role in the book. This pair of siblings is essentially a duo of scheming for wealth and committing murder. I scheme for wealth, he commits murder. In my view, Xiao Heng's intelligence and emotional quotient are insufficient to support him as a villain. He has no emotional entanglements or grudges with the male and female leads. The sole reason for everything is simply, I just don't like you. It is said that the reason he targeted Lu Yan is quite bizarre. It's because of their names, Xiao Heng, Lu Yan. Heng and Yan are too similar, and Xiao Heng is a student with extremely poor handwriting. On the first day of high school, writing his name on the blackboard to introduce himself, Lu Yan wrote it first, so everyone remembered the character, Yan. When Xiao Heng wrote the character, Heng, with his chicken scratch handwriting, everyone suddenly understood. Oh, so your name is Xiao Yan, the same Yan as Lu Yan. What the hell? Lu Yan's Yan. This sentence instantly hit the young master's inexplicable sore spot. From then on, he treated Lu Yan as if he were his father's murderer, picking fights and making things difficult for him every day. Think about it, any book with even a bit of prestige would be embarrassed to have a villain without some national or personal vendetta. Someone like Xiao Heng, at best, is just a small-time thug. Villain, is he even worthy? Yet he actually managed it, not by any other means, pure money power. And these red bills were provided by me. As the saying goes, you too had no fate. It was all thanks to me throwing money. I walked out of the police station with Xiao Heng and Lu Yan. When I proposed to bail out two people, everyone was astonished. Xiao Heng was very direct, like a dog with its tail chopped off, yelping and spinning in place. Lu Yan rarely gave me a glance. It must be said that as the male lead of the story, he had quite the capital. In a couple more years, this little look of his would definitely be devastatingly charming, and his gaze, scrutinizing, suspicious, puzzled, but more than anything, unflappable, as if a mountain were collapsing before him. Now look at Xiao Heng, sigh. One is as steady as a 40-year-old, the other as childish as a 4-year-old. Can't bear to watch, can't bear to watch. The police officer was also puzzled. What is your relationship? I said. Both are my younger brothers. One is my biological brother, and the other is my cousin. Xiao Heng immediately denied it, but no one paid him any attention. Lu Yan knew better than to expose the truth, and so, I walked out of the police station with Xiao Heng and Lu Yan. As soon as we stepped outside, Xiao Heng wanted to hit Lu Yan, but I stopped him. He was so angry he puffed up like a pufferfish. I ignored him. there were more important things to do now. It's not easy to get a ride here. Where are you going? Do you want us to give you a lift, sis? Have you lost your mind? Lu Yan fell silent for a moment, then nodded. Thank you. For what? Who said you could ride in the car? Where are you going? I asked. Going where? Home, sis. I'm not giving him a ride. Lu Yan, Central Hospital. Thank you, Lu Yan. Are you fucking crazy? Who said they'd give you a ride? How can you be so shameless? I nodded. All right, get in the car. You sit in the front. Xiao Heng, who had been acting as the background music the whole time, was about to charge forward again. I grabbed him and stuffed his tall, 1.8-meter frame into the back seat. Xiao Heng glared at me, both aggrieved and fierce. You're not my sister. I'm freaking out inside. Did I get exposed? No way. The reveal came so quickly. You used to dote on me the most. You used to indulge me in everything. How could you fall for someone else now? And even if you did, why does it have to be Lu Yan? Don't you know he and I are sworn enemies? I sympathetically patted Xiao Heng's head. Silly dog. When you were born, did the hospital throw away the baby and keep the placenta? Be good, listen to us. If your grades aren't good, don't come out and embarrass yourself. What the hell kind of shifting affection to someone else is this? Is that how shifting affection to someone else is supposed to be used? Xiao Heng looked even more aggrieved, the corners of his mouth drooping. Honestly, I've only ever seen this expression on the faces of children under 4, not a day older. You really do look down on me now. Do you want Lu Yan to be your brother instead? No, you've already accepted Lu Yan as your brother. You said he's your cousin. As he spoke, his chest heaved, looking as if he might faint from anger at any moment. TSK, getting angry so easily. Could it be that this kid has a bad liver? Since I've taken over the body of the Chiao family's daughter, and now that Chiao Su is gone, Xiao Heng is the only remaining child of the Chiao family, I do have a responsibility to protect him well. Don't be angry. Tomorrow, I'll take you to the hospital for a full-body checkup. Hearing this, Xiao Heng's expression shifted from gloomy to bright, and he lifted his nose in a haughty manner. What's wrong? Worried about me? I'm fine. Lu Yan's little arms and legs can't hurt me. What does this have to do with Lu Yan? Also, what do you mean by looking at Lu Yan with that smug expression? Showing off? I glanced at Lu Yan. He sat quietly in front, not moving a single hair from start to finish. Is this the legendary, as steady as a mountain? Once curiosity strikes, I can't help but take action. I couldn't resist poking Lu Yan with my finger. Lu Yan's muscles tensed, and he abruptly turned to look at me. What's wrong? He asked. I was checking to see if you'd move. Lu Yan is speechless. Xiao Heng is speechless. I am speechless. Something's off. Why does Lu Yan look at me with the same expression he uses when looking at Xiao Heng? Damn, how insulting. The car soon arrived at the central hospital. Lu Yan got out of the car, said thank you to me, and walked inside. After walking only a few steps, he began to jog. It turned out he wasn't completely emotionless. He just hadn't encountered the people or situations that could stir his emotions. I knew why Lu Yan had come to the hospital. As a male lead who rose from adversity, Lu Yan's background was truly tragic. He has no father. His mother gave birth to him alone after becoming pregnant. From a young age, he and his mother struggled to survive under the oppression and disdain of others. His mother supported him with her meager wages, and he, being sensible from a young age, did everything he could to ease her burden. The mother and son supported each other. And as Lu Yan gradually grew up, their lives finally began to improve. At this moment, Lu Yan's mother was diagnosed with uremia. She lost her ability to work and could only rely on dialysis to hold on. The only chance for survival was a kidney transplant. However, not to mention whether there was a kidney source available. Even if there was, Lu Yan had no money to raise money. Lu Yan worked his fingers to the bone, but Xiao Heng went all out to make trouble for him, just like tonight, in the book. Lu Yan never left the police station. Instead, he was locked up for a week, and this week, the condition of Lu Yan's mother took a sudden turn for the worse, almost not making it through. So, how could Lu Yan not hate the Qiao siblings? Later, a kidney source finally became available, but Lu Yan didn't have enough money. At that moment, Xiao Heng stepped forward and said, "Kowtow to me 3 times, and I'll give you the money." Lu Yan kowtowed. But Xiao Heng merely took photos for keepsakes and mocked him. As for money, not a single cent was given. To save his mother, Lu Yan began fighting in underground boxing rings. He earned money through blood and scars, but his mother didn't live long enough to see him succeed. For Lu Yan, his mother's passing was like a phoenix rising from the ashes, a rebirth through fire. From then on, he stepped into a new chapter of his life. Ah, I sighed, what a tragedy, looking back at Xiao Heng. The little bastard had already slumped in his seat and fallen asleep. Really, heartless, miss, shall we go back? Wait for me a moment. I walked straight into the hospital. It didn't take long for me to find the ward where Lu Yan's mother was staying. Lu Yan was sitting by the bed, and his mother seemed to be saying something to him. He listened attentively, occasionally nodding in agreement, his expression gentle throughout. A fine young man. But unfortunately, fate has been unkind to him. I sighed and walked toward the nurse's station. I asked, how much is the medical bill for the patient in bed 8103? Who are you? Lu Yan's sister. Here to pay his bill. I'm already quite familiar with this role. The nurse was very enthusiastic, checking the records while saying, that mother and son have it really tough. There are no other adults in the family, and the child is the one holding everything together. I've seen the patient wiping away tears several times, saying she's holding her son back. I nodded. Kind-hearted people are always like this. They don't blame heaven or earth, only themselves. The nurse quickly checked, and the cost wasn't much, just 8,000 yuan. I asked, can I prepay 100,000? The nurse looked shocked and said that 100,000 was too much. If I insisted on paying extra, I could deposit 10,000 or 20,000. All right then, I went to the payment counter and settled the 8,000 yuan fee, then paid an additional 20,000 afterward. I left my phone number with the nurses and reminded them to contact me promptly if a kidney match was found. Consider it an act of kindness and virtue for that little bastard. As characters in the book, the siblings Xiao Su and Xiao Heng were undoubtedly portrayed as malicious figures. However, when they are seen as living, breathing individuals, everything seems understandable. After all, there is always a pitiable side to those who are detestable. 4 years ago, in a plane crash, Xiao Su and Xiao Heng's parents both passed away. That year, Xiao Su was 14 years old, and Xiao Heng was 13, one a high school student, the other a middle school student. They became orphans overnight. Unlike Xiao Heng's crying and sorrow, Xiao Su also took over the company left by her father. Xiao Su was young and didn't understand how to do business. The people in the company watched her like wolves and tigers, waiting for her to make mistakes, waiting for her to ask for help. Some came to watch her make a fool of herself, while others were after the shares she held. Faced with such a predicament, Xiao Su managed to carve out a path through sheer force. She spent her days at the company outwitting those people, and when she returned home, she had a private tutor cramming lessons into her. As a complete outsider who didn't even understand what a listed company meant, she was able to hold her own in meetings with those old foxes in less than half a year. I have to admit, Xiao Su has her strengths. It's just that she's too radical. She's taking too big of a step, wanting to get involved in any profitable project without considering whether her funds can keep up. Based on my integration of the information in my mind, the company is currently stuck in a vicious cycle of robbing Peter to pay Paul. Relying on this method of quenching thirst with poison, the company was still operating smoothly. But this smooth operation couldn't withstand any unexpected events. If any mishap occurred, the company would collapse instantly. Did Xiao Su not understand this principle? Of course not. It's just that she's too arrogant. At the same time, she puts too much pressure on herself. The company was painstakingly founded by her father, after he passed away. It became her solace and responsibility, not to tarnish the glory of our forefathers. This is the shackle Xiao Su has placed upon himself. Ah, what a pitiful little girl. I feel a deep resonance with her, because we share the same life experiences. Don't underestimate me. Don't think that just because I transmigrated into a novel, I'm a little woman obsessed with love and romance. Actually, I'm a female CEO. Just like Xiao Su, my parents suddenly passed away unexpectedly, leaving behind the company and assets. Just like Xiao Su, I entered the company as a novice and managed to hold my ground with the fearless spirit of a newborn calf. Even more, just like Xiao Su, I also have an uncle, a biological uncle, TSK. I've developed a physical aversion to the word uncle by now. That uncle of mine once gave me a lot of help. Whether it was due to blood ties or the companionship we shared along the way, I never guarded myself against him. I never expected him to hide his true intentions so deeply. Because I had been working overtime for a week straight, he suggested going out to sea to relax. In the end, he threw me off the boat. Wow, I always thought such plots of murder for money only appeared in novels. After all, we live in a society governed by the rule of law. Sigh, it seems I was too naive. Just like me, Xiao Su also has an uncle. And he's the kind who smiles like a tiger. Xiao Su trusted him deeply. But he had been scheming all along to seize the company and assets from the Chiao siblings. In the end, he also played a part in the tragic downfall of the Chiao siblings. Forget it, we'll talk about uncles or whatever later. Now that fate has given me a chance to start over, I should cherish it, shouldn't I? I don't know where the real Chiao Su has gone, nor do I know if she will ever return. But since I've taken over her life, I can't just act like a scoundrel. I need to take a good look at her company. If it can still be saved, I'll help her turn it around. If the building is about to collapse, then quickly transfer the shares, pack up, and leave. At least leave enough money for that little bastard Xiao Heng to squander for a lifetime. As soon as I stepped into the company, a gloomy old man rushed up to me. President Xiao, you've finally arrived. I am speechless, so enthusiastic. The CPU is running a bit slow. I haven't managed to retrieve who this person is yet. President Xiao, Huiding really can't be shut down. Please reconsider. As soon as he finished speaking, another man with slicked back hair walked over. What kind of talk is this? President Liu, Huiding's has been operating at a loss for 5 consecutive years. If we don't shut it down, what's the point of keeping it? Yes, Huiding's has been losing money every year. But its existence serves as the company's public face. If it closes, it will create the false impression that the company is struggling, leading to even greater losses. The man looked disdainful. TSK, President Liu, you're overestimating the importance of Huiding's. Besides, our clients have a long-standing cooperative relationship with us. Don't try to scare us with alarmist talk. The two of them argued, their faces flushed with anger. By piecing together the information they provided, I roughly understood what they were talking about. The Chiao family started their business with a factory, initially taking orders from others to make clothes. Later, as the company grew, they no longer took ordinary orders, but instead worked with well-known international brands. Those brands are foreign, and they're purchased abroad, but they're actually made in China. The company has branches all over the country, and each branch has its own factory. Huiding's is one of the few that suffers losses year after year, but it has the best location. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to call it the face of the company. I already had a plan in mind. All right, stop arguing, I interrupted them. We'll discuss closing the Huiding branch later. Thank you, President Xiao. Thank you, Mr. Xiao. Don't listen to him spreading alarmist talk here. I feel a slight pain in my ear. Turns out men can be just as noisy as ducks when they get worked up. All right, I said we'll talk about it later, so we'll talk about it later. After saying that, I left them and entered the office. A man in a well-tailored suit followed me inside. He was Fang Yili, my assistant. Have the finance department print a detailed annual report for me, and bring me all the project contracts and proposals currently in progress at our company. Fang Yili looked puzzled. President Xiao, what are you planning to do? I want to have my fortune told. Fang Yili was shocked. You wouldn't understand even if I told you. Just go ahead and do it, all right. Fang Yili was essentially an assistant left to Xiao Su by her father. He was a graduate of a prestigious university, exceptionally capable, and somewhat overqualified for an assistant role, but he was content with it. Stop overthinking. He is not a child groom, nor does he have a secret crush on Xiao Su. He simply repays kindness with gratitude, because he is an orphan specifically supported by the Xiao family. In the book, he is one of the few who genuinely considers Xiao Su's well-being. However, Xiao Su doesn't appreciate kindness and never takes his opinion seriously. As for now, whether he is truly trustworthy or not, I still need to consider it carefully. I spent a day reviewing all the documents and contracts. In the end, I concluded that while it's barely hanging on, there is still a chance to save it. Well, I'm a bit disappointed with this outcome. So annoying. It's time to start the miserable work life again. But it's understandable, after all. The main character is still in the phase of cautious development. As the one destined to deliver the first blood to the protagonist, the Chiao family had to stand firm. By the time I returned to the villa, it was already dark. In the living room, Xiao Heng and Lu Yan were locked in a tense standoff. Well, to be more precise, It was Chiao Heng acting like a fighting rooster all on his own. I kicked off the high heels on my feet, threw my bag on the floor, and then drifted like a wandering ghost to the sofa. As for those two young men, I couldn't be bothered to deal with them, but before I could even catch my breath, the two of them moved the battlefield right next to me, one on the left, one on the right, like guardians. I have something to say to you. It was Lu Yan who spoke first. You shut up, I'll speak first. Chiao Heng glared and cut him off. I wiped my face in disgust. If you have something to say, just say it, no need to spray saliva. Chiao Heng's handsome face flushed red. He pitifully leaned in close to me. Sis, I'm hungry. He looked just like a little lapdog. It made my heart itch, and I couldn't help but reach out to pat his head. Little Chiao played along, even nuzzling against my hand. Oh my, that really hits the cute spot. But, why come to me when you're hungry? To find a nanny. Oh, right, there's no housekeeper at home. When their parents were alive, there was no housekeeper either. Everything was handled by their mother. She said that was what made it feel like a home. Later, after their parents passed away, the two children were even more reluctant to let anyone into their home. Only a cleaning service came once a week. So how is the meal problem solved? Chiao Su takes care of it. Surprised, unexpected. How could someone as busy as her, constantly battling in the business world, still find time to come home and cook? The reason for all this is because of Chiao Heng. The death of his parents hit Chiao Heng hard, and the most obvious sign was his loss of appetite. No matter who cooked it or how good it tasted, he would vomit as soon as he put it in his mouth. Within just 1 week, he ended up in the hospital, relying on glucose to stay alive. The doctor said it was psychological, so Chiao Su started learning to cook. Her first meal was porridge that had been cooked into dry rice, but miraculously, Chiao Heng ate it. He ate while crying, looking utterly miserable. To keep Chiao Heng alive, really, the bar is low. Just alive, Chiao Su cooked 3 meals a day for him. No matter how exhausted she was, even if she was about to faint the next second, she would push through to finish making Chiao Heng's meal. And Chiao Heng, no matter how terrible Chiao Su's cooking was, he could always eat it. So for this younger brother Chiao Heng, Chiao Su loved him to the bone. Fortunately, Chiao Heng's condition only lasted for a month. After a month, he gradually improved and could eat food from outside. As a result, Chiao Su had fewer opportunities to cook. However, when both siblings were at home, she would still cook. But, I don't have a younger brother. Cooking is just too difficult for a female CEO like me. This is not within my area of expertise. Spare me. I patted Chiao Heng's head. Be good. Let's order takeout, Chiao Heng complained. Our takeout won't come here. Damn, the troubles of the rich are truly beyond your imagination. Add more money. There's no meal that can't be solved with the power of money. I'll take care of it. It was Lu Yan's deep, soothing voice. It couldn't have been more pleasing to the ear. The kitchen is over there. If you need any help, just let me know. Lu Yan was speechless. No need. I can manage on my own. With that, he headed toward the kitchen. Chiao Heng looked utterly incredulous. He's cooking for us in our house. Is he crazy, sis? What if he poisons us? No way. I have to go keep an eye on him. I grabbed him by the arm. That clever little head of yours should be put to use once in a while. It's still brand new. After all, Chiao Heng looked utterly bewildered. I seriously doubt he understood what I was saying. Even if he doesn't poison it, what if he spits in it? Ugh, that's disgusting. Shut up already. If it were Chiao Heng, he would definitely do it. But Lu Yan, not likely. What is this? This is vision. All right. Stop bouncing around. Let's have a chat. Oh, what do you want to talk about? Let's talk about your grades. The little rascal looked at me with a serious expression. Sis, it's almost time to eat. Let's talk about something more cheerful. I'm afraid it might ruin your appetite. I really can't thank you enough. Lu Yan quickly finished cooking. Smelling the aroma of the food, both Chiao Heng and I couldn't help but swallow our saliva. I couldn't help but exclaim, what a good kid. Chiao Heng sneered. What's so great about that? A grown man cooking? How effeminate. I rolled my eyes. If you're so capable, don't speak in such a sour tone. If you dislike him so much, why did you bring him home? It didn't surprise me that Lu Yan would come looking for me. But for Chiao Heng to bring him back, that was just too unusual. Chiao Heng snorted. Since he sincerely begged me, I reluctantly agreed. I patted his shoulder. Come on, straighten your back. Don't be guilty. Chiao Heng was speechless. At that moment, Lu Yan came out carrying the dishes and said, I promised to help him with his homework. Suddenly, it all made sense. Chiao Heng exploded. Lu Yan, you're so despicable. Who told you to tell my sister? I kicked him and said, you have the nerve to complain when you had someone else do your homework for you. Lu Yan spoke again. I was lying to him. I laughed with schadenfreude. Young man, you're quite the sly one. Chiao Heng's eyes turned red with anger. Damn it, what did you say? You lied to me. I think you're tired of living. Come on, let's fight. I dragged the fuming Chiao Heng. Let's eat. Chiao Heng looked at Lu Yan, then at me, and finally sat down angrily. What are you sitting for? Go get the rice. Chiao Heng was speechless, seeing Chiao Heng go into the kitchen. Lu Yan said while rolling down his sleeves. Thank you for covering the medical expenses for me. I'll pay you back as soon as possible. I nodded non-committally. Let's eat first. No need, I should get going. Let's eat first. I'll take you home later. Really, there's no need. Lu Yan bowed to me, which made me feel so much pressure. I grabbed his wrist. How come you're not as obedient as our little brat? I told you, eat first. Hurry up, sis. Are you cursing me? Chiao Heng's voice drifted faintly from behind. I was speechless. Damn. You really shouldn't talk about people behind their backs. Under my strong-arm tactics, the protagonist and the villain in the book had a harmonious meal together. It made me feel a bit smug. After finishing the meal, I said I would take Lu Yan back. Chiao Heng said he wanted to go along. I refused. Surprisingly, he didn't make a fuss. He just said, oh, and curled up on the sofa, hugging a cushion pitifully. Just like a dog that's been abandoned. Poor thing. I'll bring you some pastries from Rongjin when I come back. Oh, I changed into a pair of flats, grabbed the keys, and took Lu Yan to the underground garage. As soon as I got in the car, I stepped on the accelerator. The car lurched forward abruptly. I quickly slammed on the brakes. Damn it, that scared me to death. Lu Yan's muscles tensed, his hand already unconsciously resting on the door handle. No, listen to my excuse. I really can drive. It's just been too long since I last drove, so I'm a bit rusty. Lu Yan looked at me and slowly nodded. I don't think he believes me. I proved to him with my actions that I'm actually an experienced driver. Seeing his hand finally come off the handle, I immediately felt delighted. I asked him, does Chiao Heng bully you at school every day? Lu Heng looked up at me in surprise, then said, he picks on me occasionally, but it's not really bullying. What a mindset, truly worthy of the male lead. How does he pick on you? Lu Heng briefly mentioned a few things, including knocking over his desk, pretending to accidentally spill water on him, mocking him with words, dirtying his clothes, and occasionally getting into a fight. I was speechless. Is it really that childish? But then again, the book says that most of the harm Chiao Heng inflicted on Lu Yan was concentrated in the latter half of their senior year of high school. As for before that, it was just minor conflicts. I'm a bit puzzled. What was the trigger for Chiao Heng's escalating harm toward Lu Yan? Although there is such a thing as baseless hatred in this world, but in my opinion, that kid Chiao Heng isn't that bad. Lu Yan said, if you're doing this for Chiao Heng, there's no need. I don't care. I clicked my tongue. You're just a kid. Focus on your studies. Why worry about so much? I'm not giving you this money for nothing. How about we make a deal? Lu Heng, what kind of business? You keep an eye on that little bastard Chiao Heng for me. If he does anything bad, you let me know. 10,000 per incident. And his grades, if I remember correctly, Chiao Heng's grades have consistently remained within the bottom 3. If you can tutor him and help him improve his grades, I'll give you 10,000 for every rank he moves up. As I spoke, I fell silent. I think you could make a fortune off Chiao Heng. Lu Yan chuckled softly. I glanced at him sideways, the corners of the mouth slightly lifted, the eyelids gently curved downward. What a peerless beauty. You should smile more. What's a child like you doing with a frown all day long? Lu Heng said, I'm not that young. Anyone under 18 is still a child. I'll be 18 in 2 months. Really? When? November 26th. I nodded. All right, I'll get you a gift then, sis. When I brought the pastries home, Chiao Heng was still curled up on the sofa, looking dazed and lost in thought. I offered him some pastries, but he shook his head and said he wasn't hungry. You're back, so I'll go to sleep now. Were you waiting for me? My heart warmed. This kid is quite endearing. What's wrong? Who upset you? Chiao Heng shook his head expressionlessly. I'm fine. With that, he went upstairs. I'm speechless. If you insist on saying you're fine, at least try to act the part. With that look of unhappiness all over your face, I can't possibly ignore it. Raising a child is really not easy. I have no experience raising children, nor have I ever spent time with kids of this age group. As for patience, I have even less, so I went straight back to my room to sleep. In the middle of the night, I heard a thud outside the door. As soon as I opened the door, a seated figure toppled straight in. Fortunately, I had the lights on, otherwise, would have been scared to death. It was Xiao Heng. He was actually sitting at my door, sleeping with a pillow in his arms. He slowly woke up. Seeing me, he scrambled to his feet and tried to run. I grabbed him and dragged him into the room. I recalled a small detail from the book. Whenever Xiao Heng was in a particularly low mood, he would suffer from insomnia and could only fall asleep when he was close to Xiao Su. In the book, Xiao Su died before Xiao Heng. After Xiao Su's death, Xiao Heng almost lived at the cemetery. Every day, he would lean against Xiao Su's tombstone in a daze, and in the end, he froze to death right in front of Xiao Su's grave. This made my heart ache. Xiao Heng, what on earth happened to you? Xiao Heng sat on the chair with his head lowered. He clearly had no intention of communicating. I rubbed my temples and spoke with a firmer tone. Xiao Heng, speak. I really wanted to say, if you don't speak, I'll hit you. But I held back. The child is in a bad mood, so I have to spoil him. Xiao Heng remained silent. I waited quietly. It felt like half a century had passed before he finally spoke. Sis, would you ever abandon me? What nonsense is going on in that little head of yours? Xiao Heng's spirits were low. He said, Sis, do you think I'm really not good enough? Do you really wish Lu Yan could be your brother instead? Is this jealousy? Did I come across as too friendly with Lu Yan? Seeing Xiao Heng's drooping head, I reached out and ruffled his hair. His hair is very soft. When I was little, my grandmother often said that people with soft hair have soft hearts too. I never expected that a silly boy like Xiao Heng could also be sensitive at times. Xiao Heng, you need to understand that there are many people in this world who are better and more outstanding than you. Xiao Heng suddenly looked up. So, you still look down on me? I raised the back of my hand and tapped his forehead. Don't interrupt. I'm in the middle of being sentimental. There are many outstanding people in this world, and I can appreciate or even like them because of their excellence. But this kind of appreciation and liking is conditional. Just like Lu Yan, he's good-looking, gets good grades, and handles things maturely. I would look at him differently because of these qualities. Xiao Heng's expression grew increasingly unpleasant. Build up before the climax. Now the effect is about right. But in this world, there is only one person for whom my feelings are unconditional. Xiao Heng was taken aback, his eyes visibly brightening. Haha, what a silly boy. Xiao Heng, you don't have to be outstanding, you don't have to be perfect, you can even be bad, or not good at all. It doesn't matter, no matter what you're like, no matter what you do. Your sister will always like you, and your sister will never leave you, sis. The silly boy was moved. He wrapped his arms around my waist and started acting cute, burying his face in my embrace. I pushed him away in disgust. You're tickling my sensitive spot. The emotional buildup is quite good. I think we can use this emotional outpouring to conduct some ideological education, I said with heartfelt sincerity. But Xiao Heng, I also have expectations for you, like your studies. Xiao Heng, fully revived, suddenly stood up. Sis, I love you, sis, I'm sleepy, sis, good night. Watching Xiao Heng's hurried figure, my fists clenched tight. Little bastard. Because of Xiao Heng's late-night antics, I successfully overslept the next day. So annoying. Taking care of kids is so annoying. Work is so annoying. Why am I still so busy even after transmigrating into a book? Well, what can I do? It's all because I'm too kind. When I arrived at the company, Fang Yili had been waiting for me for quite a while. He was very thoughtful and even prepared a sandwich and coffee for me. I decided to give him a bonus at the end of the year. I took the sandwich and took a bite. It's a bit sour. I don't like tomatoes. Don't put them in next time. Fang Yili froze in place. Got it. I froze in place as well. I knew I had made a blunder. This was definitely Fang Yili's own breakfast. Damn it. It's all because of that little bastard Xiao Heng. No, hold steady. I am the female CEO. The persona must not crumble. As long as I am not embarrassed, the awkward one is someone else. Come in. I have something to tell you. Great. Well done, Xiao Su. You're really awesome. I entered the office with Fang Yili. When I mentioned giving up and transferring several projects, Fang Yili looked at me with surprise. However, his surprise lasted only a few seconds. He quickly returned to normal. Not bad, quite steady. In the future, he could be promoted to Prime Minister to properly assist Xiao Heng. That way, I, as the elder princess, can just sit back and relax. Nice. Both Fang Yili and I have selected the development project for the Western Mountain tourist area. This project requires high investment and promises high returns, but the payback period is too long. The Chiao family cannot afford to wait. When I announced this news, the company was in an uproar, with shareholders taking turns to bombard me with criticism. I put in a pair of noise-canceling headphones and let them make a fuss. After all, I have the deciding vote. Who else has the most shares but me? With these people paving the way, my dear second uncle finally arrived fashionably late. He was dressed in a tang suit, with a string of sandalwood prayer beads on his wrist. TSK, a wolf in sheep's clothing. Pretending to be a bodhisattva in front of me, Xiao Su, I heard from the shareholders that you plan to transfer the West Mountain project. Can your second uncle ask what the reason is? Does second uncle not know? I shook my head in disappointment. Even if they are blind and can't see it, why is second uncle coming to ask me for the reason? Don't you all look at the company's financial statements? Second uncle's hand, which had been turning the prayer beads, paused briefly. Though his expression remained unchanged, but giving up this project will definitely have a serious impact on the company's stock price. The stock market, with its ups and downs, is what makes it normal. Even ordinary investors have that kind of mental resilience. Uncle, you're not scared, are you? Uncle sighed with a smile, shaking his head indulgently as he said, do as you please. He looked just like a good parent indulging a child's mistakes, but in reality, it was a wolf in sheep's clothing. I went against all opposition and started negotiating the price for transferring the project with other companies, but there are always people who think I'm easy to bully. At the dinner table, he kept lowering the price, as if I were begging him. I said, take your time, Mr. Zheng, this meal is on me. With that, I was about to get up and leave. Mr. Chiao, what do you mean? I glanced at my watch. Mr. Zheng, everyone's time is precious. And you've already wasted 5 minutes of mine, Mr. Chiao, we're discussing business here. How can you call it a waste of time, Mr. Zheng? What I'm offering isn't some worthless scrap. It's a golden opportunity. I came to see you first simply because you were the first to reach out to us, and that's my way of showing sincerity. But since you're not showing any sincerity in return, there's no need for us to waste any more time. I left the hotel with Fang Yili behind us. Their voices called out, trying to persuade us to stay. Ha, these worthless men. Their belated affection is cheaper than grass. Fang Yili asked me if I wanted to meet the next one. I shook my head. You go back to the company first. I still have something to do. The company has been busy these past 2 days, and I've been running around non-stop, so I haven't had time to check on Xiao Heng. I don't know if that little bastard has caused any trouble for me. Lu Yan didn't even give me a heads up. TSK. This undercover agent is no good. Forget it. I'd better go to the school for a surprise inspection. I arrived at the school at a particularly opportune time, right when they were having lunch. What the hell? How am I supposed to find that little bastard in this sea of people? And what's even worse, the little bastard's phone is unreachable. Could he be up to something behind my back? I had no choice but to call Lu Yan. As luck would have it, just as the call connected, I spotted Lu Yan in the crowd. He was walking with a delicate, fragile-looking young girl. The girl was stunningly beautiful, even in the simplest school uniform and with her hair in a ponytail. She stood out brilliantly. Oh my god, is this the female lead? I jogged over to them. Lu Yan hung up the phone and asked, are you here to see Xiao Heng? I ignored him. We'll talk later. Little sister, what's your name? The girl looked at me innocently, then glanced at Lu Yan. I said, my name is Xiao Su. You can call me Sister Xiao Xiao. Hello, Sister Xiao Xiao. Good boy. Then what's your name? My name is Su Shanshan. Su Shanshan, indeed the female lead, a soft bunny paired with an iceberg. What a perfect match. Shanshan, what a lovely name. Since we've met by chance, why don't we have lunch together at noon? No need. The one speaking was Lu Yan. I gave him a disdainful look. He really didn't know how to handle things. Don't interrupt. I wasn't asking you. I still wanted to say something to Su Shanshan, but Lu Yan simply grabbed me and pulled me outside. Let's go. I'll take you to find Xiao Heng. Lu Yan is tall, and I had to jog to keep up with him. As I walked forward, I didn't forget to say goodbye to Su Shanshan. Shanshan, I'll come play with you again next time. After walking quite a distance, Lu Yan suddenly said, "Do you enjoy being called Big Sister so much?" I looked at him strangely. What's wrong? Why are kids these days so sarcastic? It's all because he's your girlfriend. Lu Yan looked exasperated. When did she become my girlfriend? I was shocked. So it's not official yet. Can't you two just develop things on your own without that little jerk playing matchmaker? You are mature male and female leads. Then you need to work harder. Lu Yan, I don't like her. Don't set such flags too often. It'll hurt when you get proven wrong later. I asked him. Has Xiao Heng been bullying you lately? No. I breathed a sigh of relief. That's good. If he bullies you, remember to report it to me. Lu Yan was speechless. Under Lu Yan's guidance, I finally found Xiao Heng at a Western restaurant. He said Xiao Heng liked to eat here. I wondered how he knew that. He said he had seen it before. I don't think Lu Yan would pay so much attention to Xiao Heng's movements, unless... Did you work part-time here before? Lu Yan's expression said it all. Then you stopped. Was it because of Xiao Heng? Lu Yan's expression was indifferent as he said, fine, what a sin, no matter what, I apologize to you on his behalf. Lu Yan lowered his eyes slightly, no need. Zhou Heng sat in the booth. He sat with his legs crossed, taking up an entire sofa by himself, his arms spread out like a great eagle's wings resting on the back of the sofa. As for his mouth, little bastard, with a cigarette in his mouth, I went up and slapped him right on the forehead. Who the hell? Seeing me, the furious Xiao Heng froze in an instant. Sis, what brings you here? I looked at him with a beaming smile. Smoking, huh? Xiao Heng flinched. He snatched the cigarette from his mouth and tossed it onto the table. No, I didn't. It was Xiao Qichuan who forced it into my mouth. I was just keeping it for him for a while. I was speechless. Sister Su, a gentle voice came through. It's the boy with glasses, looking refined and scholarly, sitting across from Xiao Heng. Know me, Xiao Qichuan, TSK, got it. So it's the son of our dear second uncle. My feelings toward him instantly cooled. Qichuan, long time no see. He seemed quite sensitive to my emotions, pausing slightly for a moment. But he quickly adjusted his expression. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen Sister Su. He's a bit less impressive than his dad, but compared to Xiao Heng, he absolutely crushes it. I need to talk to Zhou Heng about something, so we'll be leaving first. Take your time with your meal. Zhou Qichuan nodded obediently. All right, see you later, Sister Su. By the time I walked out of the restaurant with Zhou Heng, Lu Yan was already gone. Zhou Heng asked, Sis, what did you need to talk to me about? I asked. Are you and Xiao Qichuan on good terms? Xiao Heng nodded. Yeah, pretty good. Why do you ask? Looking at the naive Xiao Heng, I decided to introduce him to the world of adults. I told him that second uncle isn't as kind as he appears, and he never intended to coexist peacefully with us. He wants our entire company and all its assets. Xiao Heng's eyes widened in disbelief. Poor thing, did his worldview just shatter in an instant? Xiao Heng then spoke up. What should we do? Should we strike first and drive second uncle out of the company? Goodness. Are you really that quick to accept things? You just believed it. Xiao Heng looked completely matter-of-fact. Of course I believe it. Why wouldn't I? You wouldn't lie to me. Oh, my dear, what a good little brother. I couldn't help but ruffle his hair. Don't worry about second uncle's matter. I'll handle it. You're all grown up now. When you're around Xiao Qichuan, be more careful. Don't let him use you as a pawn, and don't be fooled by him. Understand? The content of the book mainly revolves around the male and female protagonists. Minor characters like us are never given much detailed explanation. I don't know what role Xiao Qichuan played in Xiao Heng's transformation, but it's always better to be cautious. The company matters are progressing smoothly. After a round of competition for the West Mountain project, only two powerful groups remained. One was the Qiao family's rival, the Shui family. And the other was the deeply rooted and influential Lu family. Everyone thought I would choose the Lu family, but I simply refused to go along with their expectations. In the end, I chose the Shui family. Even Fang Yili, who had always been as steady as a mountain, couldn't help but voice his doubts. After all, choosing the Shui family only served one purpose, while choosing the Lu family would have achieved multiple goals at once. As for the reason, I certainly had my reasons. But there's no way to say it. I believe that by now, all of you readers should have some guesses. Yes, that's right. The Lu in the Lu family is Lu Yan's Lu, as the male lead. Lu Yan, without exception, has a hidden identity. He is the illegitimate son of the Lu family. When his mother was young, she was deceived into thinking she was in a relationship, only to discover later that she had been the other woman. She resolutely left with the child in her womb. The Lu family has always been indifferent toward this child, until later, when the Lu family's patriarch suffered from kidney failure, they finally remembered the illegitimate child left outside. At that time, Lu Yan had just lost his mother, hitting rock bottom in life, and the girl he liked had been kidnapped. In utter despair, he returned to the Lu family at the cost of a kidney, then began the reversal of his life. So in my view, the Lu family is quite despicable. I have no desire to give such a cold and indifferent family any advantage. As for the Xue family, they say they're rivals, but there's really no deep-seated grudge between them. It's just that Xiao Su doesn't get along with the son of the Xue family. As business people, we shouldn't let personal feelings interfere with work, right? I wonder if the Xue family is doing it on purpose. I've already given them so much face. And when it came time to sign the contract, they actually sent Xue Inua. The one Xiao Su can't stand. As soon as I saw Xue Inua, I understood why Xiao Su couldn't stand him. It was supposed to be a formal occasion, but what about this guy? He wore a sapphire blue suit with a floral shirt underneath, no tie, and the buttons undone all the way to the third one. What? Trying to play the big shot with me here? Well, Xiao Xiaoyu, long time no see. What made you think of signing a contract with our company this time? What? Have you taken a fancy to me? I smiled. Xue Lauer, if I were to back out now, do you think your dad would beat you to death when you go back? Xue Inua instantly became obedient. Sister Qiao, I was wrong. Okay. After signing the contract, Xue Inua invited me to dinner. I was about to refuse when the phone rang. It was the police station calling, asking me to bail out my brother. I was so frustrated. How did he end up in there again? He had only been behaving for a few days, seeing me anxious. Xue Inua also put away his playful mood and said, I'll go with you, no need, Fang Yili, let's go. I took Fang Yili to the police station as quickly as possible. I wasn't too worried, thinking it was just some minor incident. I was taken aback when I arrived. The police station was in an uproar, with two officers pinning Xiao Heng down on a desk. Xiao Heng struggled desperately, roaring, Lu Yan, I'll kill you. Things were a bit complicated. Zhou Heng has a watch. The same model as the one I'm wearing on my wrist. These two watches were handmade by Zhou's parents, who intended to gift them to Zhou Su and Zhou Heng on their respective 18th birthdays, but they never got the chance. From that moment on, Zhou Heng and Zhou Su have worn the watches on their wrists, never taking them off. These two watches were unique to them, serving as a token of their parents' affection. However, Xiao Heng's watch had been deliberately damaged, and the broken watch was found in Lu Yan's coat pocket. Lu Yan stood there quietly, his face bruised and purple, with strangulation marks on his neck. Alas, Xiao Heng had truly gone all out. Seeing me arrive, Lu Yan looked up and said, It wasn't me, of course. I knew it wasn't Lu Yan who did it. This was an all too obvious trap. The ones caught in it were Xiao Heng and Lu Yan. This watch isn't worth much, but it holds extraordinary significance for the Qiao siblings. If it weren't me here today, if it were the real Xiao Su, how would she treat Lu Yan after their parents' belongings were stolen or even destroyed? I dare not imagine. Because of my presence, Xiao Heng finally calmed down. Through the police's account, I pieced together the entire sequence of events. After school in the afternoon, Xiao Heng went out to eat with a few classmates. The place where they ate happened to be where Lu Yan was working as a cashier. When they finished their meal and were about to pay and leave, someone spilled a drink on Xiao Heng's arm. Xiao Heng hurriedly took off his watch and placed it on the counter. When he returned after taking off his coat and washing his hands, the watch was gone. Several of his classmates had been waiting for him at the counter. They were standing with their backs to the counter. Only Lu Yan could have gotten his hands on the watch. Lu Yan refused to let them search him, saying that if they suspected him, they should call the police. Xiao Heng and his group had the advantage in numbers, and during the scuffle, Lu Yan's jacket, which had been placed on a chair, fell to the ground. Someone stepped on it, accidentally crushing the watch in the jacket pocket. Looking at the broken watch, Xiao Heng rushed forward like a madman, beating Lu Yan relentlessly. Later, when things got completely out of control, the shop owner called the police. The matter wasn't too serious, But it wasn't trivial either. I suggested settling it privately, and Lu Yen agreed. Once again, I took these two troublemakers out of the police station. I rubbed my temples. Lu Yen, do you have a moment? Lu Yen responded with a soft, all right, I'll take both of you somewhere. I took Lu Yen and Xiao Heng to the boxing gym and threw each of them a pair of boxing gloves. I know you both have pent-up anger. Go have a fight. And don't hold back for each other's sake. After it's over, we'll have a good talk. The two silently put on their gloves and stepped into the boxing ring. Xiao Heng was never as composed as Lu Yen, and he immediately charged at Lu Yen with clenched fists. Lu Yen did not dodge. Facing it head-on, the two quickly started throwing punches and kicks at each other. I called over the coach. Keep an eye on them. Don't let them get hurt. Shifting my gaze away from the boxing ring, I pondered the events of the day. At the police station, I only asked Zhou Heng two questions. First, is Zhou Qichuan here? Second, why did you go there to eat? And the answers were, Zhou Qichuan is here. The suggestion to change the dining location was made by one of the individuals, and that person was not Zhou Qichuan. I am certain that this entire incident was orchestrated by Zhou Qichuan, changing the dining location, spilling the drink, removing the watch, framing someone, conducting a body search, crushing the watch, and calling the police. This chain of events, though not intricate, is more than enough to provoke Zhou Heng. The only thing I don't understand now is, what exactly is the purpose behind Zhou Qichuan, or rather, our dear second uncle, doing this? Is it simply targeting Zhou Heng, or does it also include Lu Yen? If it's solely aimed at Zhou Heng, this matter seems a bit underwhelming. After all, Lu Yen was unharmed, so I could easily downplay the matter. At that moment, Fang Yili's call came through. Boss Xiao. I've asked the owner. He said he was terrified at the time and didn't react at all. It was a guy wearing glasses who reminded him to call the police. Xiao Qichuan, right? I laughed. The little one didn't do a clean enough job. Is there surveillance footage? I asked. Yes, I'll send it to you in a moment. Planning something like this was simply to make Xiao Heng and Lu Yan hold a grudge against each other. It seems our good second uncle already knows Lu Yan's identity. Or perhaps the Lu family is already prepared to acknowledge Lu Yan. But what exactly has the Lu family invested in Lu Yan that makes second uncle Xiao value him so highly? Children truly have boundless energy. It took over an hour for Xiao Heng and Lu Yan to finish their game. I was waiting until I grew drowsy. Finally, when both of them had run out of energy and collapsed on the ground. Let's go, time to eat. To build some rapport, I chose a hot pot restaurant. Hot pot. Who can resist the temptation of a hot pot meal? But these two kids are acting as if their own fathers had died. Well, one has a deceased father and the other's father is unknown, so it's pretty much the same, but they're really ruining my appetite. See for yourself. I opened the video on my phone and placed it in front of the two of them. The content of the video was very clear. A boy leaned on the counter with his arm, and when no one was paying attention, he picked up the watch. Then, while Lu Yan was checking out, he slipped the watch into Lu Yan's jacket pocket. Next was another video, showing the same person pulling Lu Yan's jacket to the ground. The last step was also taken by him. Xiao Heng's expression turned grim. I asked, was it also him who suggested changing to another restaurant? Xiao Heng clenched his teeth, his eyes gloomy, and he nodded. I frowned, pinched his cheek, and turned his head toward me. Behave yourself, and don't cause any trouble. Xiao Heng pushed my hand away. Why should I? He schemed against me and even stepped on my watch. Why should I let him off? I'm going to fucking kill him. I rolled my eyes. You little brat, you don't even know to ask why. But why would he do this? Finally, there's someone with a bit of sense. I looked at Lu Yan with relief. He's just a scapegoat. The one with the real agenda is him. I pointed at the person standing calmly outside the crowd amidst the chaos. Xiao Qichuan. I gave Lu Yan a brief overview of Xiao Qichuan and the grudges and entanglements between us. Lu Yan fell into deep thought. Xiao Heng successfully shifted his target. Damn it, I'm going to kill Xiao Qichuan. I am speechless. What is Xiao Qichuan's purpose in doing this? After all this trouble, just to make me an enemy of Xiao Heng, not to mention that he and Xiao Heng have never gotten along anyway. He doesn't think there's anything about himself worth scheming over like this. Did you undergo a kidney compatibility test for your mother? Lu Yan nodded. Do you know who your father is? Lu Yan shook his head. The words circled in my mouth several times, but in the end, I told him about his connection to the Lu family and the fact that old Master Lu needed a kidney transplant. I believed it wouldn't be long before the Lu family approached him, rather than letting him suffer a sudden blow. It was better for me to tell him about it myself, while they were fighting. I had already figured out the key to the situation. Old Master Lu wanted Lu Yan's kidney, and he wanted Lu Yan to willingly offer it up with both hands, and in the book, that was exactly how it ended. Lu Yan begged Old Master Lu, not the other way around. Perhaps this is the twisted amusement of those in power. So, how can this goal be achieved? It's very simple. Simply push Lu Yan into the depths of hell, leaving him with no way out, so they can extend their noble hands. And what is Qiao Heng? A tool for them to destroy Lu Yan. If someone must play the villain, why can't it be Qiao Heng? And it would be best if it were Qiao Heng. This not only tarnishes Qiao Heng's character and reputation but also makes him an enemy of Lu Yan, according to the information I had Fang Yili investigate. Lu Yan is very likely the sole heir of the Lu family. That's why my dear second uncle placed his bets on Lu Yan. Tell me, is it really interesting for grown adults to come and scheme against these children? My statement left Lu Yan in silence. No matter how mature he was mentally, he was still just a 17-year-old child. Qiao Heng had long been frozen in place. No one was in the mood for hot pot anymore. Before leaving, I said to Lu Yan, if anything happens, give me a call. Lu Yan looked at me blankly, said nothing, and turned to disappear into the night. Qiao Heng felt like life was surreal. Damn, Lu Yan is really having it rough. I patted his head. Silly kid, be a bit more careful. After returning, I had a good talk with Qiao Heng about what happened today. Thanks to the impact of Lu Yan's family matters, Qiao Heng's mood improved a lot. Indeed, the best way to comfort someone is, I'm worse off than you. I kept reminding him not to cause trouble. Not to mess around, to think before acting, and not to end up in the police station again. Qiao Heng nodded the whole time, behaving exceptionally well, almost too well. I always felt like he was up to something. I originally wanted to send a message to Lu Yan, asking him to keep an eye on things for me, but considering the blow he had suffered today, I gave up on the idea. Forget it, the child has it tough enough. As for Qiao Heng, just look at his carefree demeanor. Oh well. Let fate take its course. Uncle Qiao is meddling in the kids' affairs all day long, and at such a critical time during their senior year of high school, I decided to give him something to do. Some things are quite easy to investigate. Since Uncle Qiao was willing to help Old Master Lu, he must have had some benefit in mind. Following this lead, the cooperation between Uncle Qiao and the Lu family was quickly uncovered. I have to thank Shui Inua for this. He was the one who tipped me off and passed me the information. He also said to me rather awkwardly, anyway, I'm giving you a heads up. Whether you believe it or not is up to you. I believe it. I absolutely believe it. I never expected that the actual controlling shareholder of this newly emerging tech company would be my second uncle. That's really awesome. This is the honest truth. Some people could have easily left everyone else in the dust with their own abilities. But they just had to be insatiably greedy, not afraid of biting off more than they can chew. Shui Inua asked me what I wanted to do. I picked up my phone and immediately made a report, using my real name to accuse Qiao Lauer of tax evasion. Shui Inua, how do you know he evaded taxes? I don't know. Then why did you report him? And not only did you report him, but you did it under your real name. Are you afraid he won't know you're targeting him? Whether he evaded taxes or not isn't the point. What matters is that once I report him, someone will definitely investigate. As for using my real name, I want him to know that I'm coming after him. This is a matter between us adults. Don't involve the child. Did he go after your brother? Yeah, he messed with my brother. Shui Inua understood. If anything happens, give me a call. Don't try to tough it out alone. I looked at him suspiciously, making his ears turn red. You don't have a crush on me, do you? You shameless person. Shui Inua bristled and fled in panic. I understood. My charm is truly immense. Not 2 days later, Qiao Lauer came looking for me. For the first time, an expression of frustration and anger appeared on his face. Truly a cause for celebration. Xiao Su, what has your second uncle ever done to wrong you that you would treat him this way? I smiled. What are you talking about, second uncle? Reporting tax evasion is the duty of every citizen. What evidence do you have to prove that I evaded taxes? I shrugged. I don't have it, so I'm afraid the tax bureau staff will have to make a trip. Besides, cooperating with the relevant departments is also the duty of every citizen. Uncle, you don't need to worry too much. After all, if we stand straight, We don't fear a crooked shadow. As I spoke, I looked up at him with a half-smile. But I really do admire you, uncle. I wonder where you made a sudden fortune that can support such a large company. Why didn't you think of bringing your niece along? Ah, we've grown distant, so distant. Xiao Lauer looked at me with a scrutinizing gaze, then left resentfully. I didn't try to stop him. After all, he still has to be busy filling in the holes. Did he think investigating tax evasion was the end of it? No, this is just the beginning. Xiao Heng seemed to be in an exceptionally good mood today. I could even hear him humming a tune from outside the door. What, did you win the lottery? Xiao Heng scoffed dismissively. Money, too vulgar. I rolled my eyes. It's easy to talk when you're not the one in charge. The little brat was eager to share. He said he beat someone up today, giving Qiao Qichuan and Li Xiang a good thrashing. Li Xiang was the unlucky kid who stepped on and broke his watch. I fell silent. Do I lack the authority of a parent? Is that why he dares to tell me so blatantly that he beat someone up? I was just about to speak when Xiao Heng spoke up again. He said smugly, today's incident, though I think it was unnecessary, was all thanks to Lu Yan. I was shocked. According to the little bastard's account, after evening self-study today, he cornered Qiao Qichuan and Li Xiang in the alley, but he was outnumbered and nearly let Li Xiang escape. As a result, Lu Yan kicked the person back. He then blocked the alley entrance. Watching Xiao Heng beat the person the entire time, whenever Qiao Qichuan and Li wanted to escape, he would kick them back. At the same time, he reminded Xiao Heng not to hit the head, face, or chest. I don't know if it's because Lu Yan was watching or because I got my revenge, but that little bastard was over the moon. I don't even know what to say anymore. Is this the century's great reconciliation between the villain and the protagonist, although the process was a bit surreal? The outcome still left me quite satisfied. Lately, life has been perfect. The company's affairs are mainly handled by Fang Yili, and we are progressing steadily without rushing. As for me, Shui Inua and I have formed a cooperative partnership. We are dabbling in all sorts of things. As long as it's Xiao Lauer's business, we are sure to get involved. Not for money, not for cooperation, just to make second Uncle Xiao unhappy. Now everyone in the business world knows about the discord between the Xiao uncle and nephew. Shui Inua asked me what I really wanted to do. I said, to vent my anger. His son schemed against my brother, and I'm not allowed to vent my anger. Fang Yili asked me what I was really up to. I said, put some pressure on him. Tax evasion is nothing. Just pay back the taxes and it's over. I need him to make a bigger mistake. Otherwise, how can I legally and reasonably send him in? Yes, you read that right. Xiao Lauer did indeed evade taxes. It's not that I had foresight, nor that I could predict the future. It's just that this person is too greedy. When greed is too strong, a person's bottom line will be lowered indefinitely. They will not only test the limits of the law but also the limits of human nature. Some things are better left uninvestigated. Once you start digging, you'll uncover a whole mess. I'm having a great time over here. Xiao Heng seems to be living quite well these days. Every time he comes home, the kid is beaming with joy, making me wonder if he's fallen in love. At this thought, alarm bells start ringing in my mind. Could it be that he and Lu Yan are about to stage a drama of two men fighting over one woman? Do you know Su Shanshan? I asked. Xiao Heng nodded. Yes, I know her. Why do you ask? Do you like her? Do you want to date her? I looked at him seriously, trying not to miss any of his expressions. Zhou Heng looked disgusted. Dating? Are you crazy? I'm a germaphobe. I don't want to eat someone else's saliva. I was speechless. Ugh, the imagery is too vivid. Never mind, I was overthinking it. This little brat hasn't even started to understand yet. Zhou said he went to Lu Yan's house for dinner today. I was quite surprised. Their relationship is progressing at lightning speed. However, Zhou explained that there was a reason for it. He said Lu Yan was surrounded and beaten by a group of thugs who tried to rob him, and Zhou happened to come across the scene, so he joined the fight, but they were outnumbered, and soon both he and Lu Yan were at a disadvantage. And guess what happened? A few men rushed over and drove them away in no time. Ah, there are still plenty of good people in this world. I rolled my eyes. Silly little brother, you're so adorable. That's the bodyguard I arranged for you, okay? It seems the Lu family can't hold back from tripping up Lu Yan anymore. Since you're friends now, make sure to look out for each other more in the future. Xiao Heng looked awkward. Who said we're friends? Not friends, and you go to their house. Xiao Heng lifted his chin. He begged me to. All right, he begged you. Xiao Heng snorted softly, muttering, "But his mom's cooking is pretty good," looking at the little brat's somewhat melancholic expression. I guessed he was missing his mother. An elder sister is like a mother. As 1/3 of his mother figure, I pulled him into my arms, wanting to give him a loving hug, but he warily pulled back, asking, "What are you doing? Just because you don't have a boyfriend doesn't mean you can take advantage of me." Humph, my fists clenched. "Get out." Joe II is now increasingly overwhelmed. The more difficult his days become, the happier mine are, in the midst of my busy schedule. I even found time to attend a parent-teacher conference at the school for that little brat. I was dressed elegantly, with subtle makeup, and with my naturally stunning beauty that I simply cannot hide. I was absolutely poised to outshine everyone else. I went to the classroom, and I made it. I thought, "You little brat, I've really given you face, haven't I?" In the classroom, I saw Lu Yan's mother. Her face was sallow, her figure thin and gaunt, but even with just these remaining features, it was clear that in her youth, she must have been a real beauty. She smiled kindly at me. "It seems she knows me." I smiled back at her. The parent-teacher meeting soon began, and soon I regretted my outfit. I should have just worn some coarse linen clothes and a face mask. That little bastard managed to secure the glorious last place in the class for this month's exam, with his grades and my outfit. I believe everyone present will remember me for a long time. I really wish I could find a crack in the ground to crawl into. After the parent-teacher meeting, Lu Yan's mother called out to me, and both Lu Yan and Xiao Heng walked over. Lu Yan's mother said to me with deep gratitude, "Miss Xiao, I heard from Lu Yan about the help you've given our family. Thank you so much, really. Thank you so much." Lu Yan and his mother have had a tough journey, enduring too much neglect and disdain along the way. That's why they hold even more gratitude for any help they receive than most people. As for me, I've received plenty of gratitude in both this life and the last, but very little of it has been truly sincere. So, faced with Lu Yan's mother's emotions at this moment, I felt a bit at a loss. I could only glance at Lu Yan, giving him a look to signal him to handle it, but that guy just looked away. I clearly saw the corners of his mouth turn up. He was actually smiling. Is this the so-called, one becomes black by being near ink? I could only brace myself and say, mutual help, mutual help. Lu Yan's mother looked utterly bewildered. I quickly thought on my feet, our Xiao Heng's grades are too poor, and we hope Lu Yan can help him out in the future. Lu Yan's mother quickly said, it's fine, Lu Yan, go ahead." Lu Yan let out an and said, "I have no problem, it's up to him." As the person in question, Xiao Heng, he was currently looking quite reluctant. As the last place finisher, what right does he have to be unwilling? I grabbed Xiao Heng and Lu Yan's hands and placed them together. He has no problem. Good brothers walk together. Whoever falls behind first is a dog. Lu Yan was speechless. Xiao Heng, woof, I have never seen someone so shameless. Can't you have a little more dignity? Xiao Heng rolled his eyes. He's the top of the grade, and I'm at the bottom of the class. Walk with him. I'm afraid I'll strain my crotch. I slapped the little brat on the head, facing Lu Yan's mother, who was trying not to laugh, and Lu Yan himself, who was holding back a smile. I felt like I had lost all face, both inside and out. I awkwardly said, "Well, you know, he's not all there in the head." Little brat still wants to talk back. I shut him down with just a glare. Lu Yan's mother shook her head with a smile and said, "Miss Xiao, I'm especially grateful to have met you and your classmate Xiao. Because of you too, Lu Yan has become much more relaxed." Mom, Lu Yan interrupted her. All right, Mom, say no more." She looked at me. "Miss Xiao, I'd like to invite you and your brother to our house for a meal. Would that be okay?" I wanted to decline. After all, she's a patient, having a patient cook for us. That's a huge guilt trip, you know. But the little brat kept tugging at my clothes from behind. With the strength he was using, I was afraid he might tear my clothes, so I had no choice but to nod in agreement. It was my first visit, and even though Lu Yan and his mother kept saying it wasn't necessary, I still bought 2 large bags of fruit. Lu Yan's mother felt quite embarrassed. It was supposed to be our treat, but in the end, you ended up spending money. To comfort her, I whispered, "Our Xiao Heng is quite picky with food, but he really enjoys your cooking. We might have to trouble you often in the future, and I hope you won't mind." Only then did Lu Yan's mother's face light up. "No problem at all, you're more than welcome." Lu Yan's mother was busy inside, While Xiao Heng was curled up on the sofa playing games, I waved to Lu Yan. I asked him, "What part-time jobs are you doing now?" Lu Yan didn't hide anything and told me directly that the only job he was still doing was the night shift at a convenience store. "I have a part-time job here with flexible hours and good pay. Would you like to consider it?" Lu Yan didn't even think about it and immediately shook his head in refusal. "No need, I can handle it." "Lu Yan, you're still young, and this is the time to build up your strength. Trading health for money at this stage is the worst deal." Lu Yan fell silent. Seeing this, I continued, "I am a valuable resource. You need to learn how to utilize it. That's what a smart person should do. I can offer you better options, but whether you can seize them ultimately depends on yourself. After all, I am a businessman, not a philanthropist." Lu Yan looked up and stared at me intently. He said, "Recently, there have been a few strangers around me and near my home. Did you arrange that?" Tisk. I couldn't help but glance at Xiao Heng. The little bastard was cursing, complaining about his unreliable teammates. Ah. The difference between people is even greater than the difference between people and pigs. To this day, this little bastard still hasn't realized that I've placed someone by his side. "It was my arrangement." Lu Yan asked, "Why are you so good to me?" Lu Yan, the world has a clear division of labor. Adults have their responsibilities, and children have theirs. You and Xiao Heng are both good kids. And good kids should grow up normally and healthily. As for everything else, it's simply not something you should worry about. If you insist on asking for a reason, just consider it as me seeing potential in you and being willing to make an investment. I believe you will give me a high return." After a long silence, Lu Yan nodded and said, "All right, I understand." Lu Yan no longer refused my help. The part-time job I provided for him was translating contracts and documents related to my company. Lu Yan accepted. The meal at the Lu family was enjoyed by both hosts and guests. It had been a long time since I had such a relaxed and enjoyable meal. Xiao Heng was also very happy, chatting and joking with Lu Yan. They were completely out of sync, yet the conversation never grew cold. Truly remarkable. Perhaps they were naturally suited to be friends. Lu Yan did an excellent job with the translation work. I don't know how much effort he put into it, but what he delivered was something even Fang Yili nodded in approval of. Zhou Heng continues to do as he pleases. His attitude towards studying remains lukewarm. I am deeply saddened. That day I attended an expert lecture, and he said, "Children must develop good study habits from a young age, otherwise it will be too late by high school." If you still hope for a significant change in your child's learning attitude during high school, there are only two possibilities. First, a major family upheaval. Second, a significant emotional fluctuation. In short, either the family goes bankrupt or someone dies, or they fall in love with someone and want to get into the same university as them. Given the little bastard's current level of thinking, the latter is definitely impossible. As for the former, going bankrupt is a bit difficult, and both parents are gone. Does it really require me, as his sister, to risk my life? I discussed this matter with the little bastard. The little bastard's face immediately turned green. I'll learn. Okay, sis, don't scare me." "All right, at least there's still a bit of conscience left." According to Lu Yan, Xiao Heng has started actively asking him questions now. Although progress is slow, it's better than nothing. As for the Lu family, he's probably feeling pretty frustrated right now. I dare to openly protect someone, but does he dare to openly harm someone? So, we're in the right, and we shouldn't back down. And then there's Qiao Lauer. I'm feeling really uncomfortable right now, but I left a loophole for him at the company, just waiting for him to fall into it, embezzle public funds, and make sure the amount isn't too small. Otherwise, I'm afraid your sentence won't be heavy enough. Second brother Qiao lived up to expectations. He didn't keep me waiting too long. The fox is in the cage, waiting to close the net. Qiao Lauer escaped, after he successfully embezzled 700 million from the company. He didn't even take his son with him. Fang Yili asked me what to do. Call the police. As an outstanding citizen, I always trust the people's police. 3 days after Qiao Lauer fled, I received a call from Lu Yan. He said Xiao Heng had been kidnapped. It was after they finished their evening self-study. Lu Yan's mother had prepared some late-night snacks and asked Xiao Heng to come over and have some, so he followed Lu Yan to his house. They hadn't gone far when suddenly a van sped toward them. Several burly men rushed out of the van, grabbing Xiao Heng and Lu Yan and trying to pull them into the vehicle. The two fought desperately, but those people directly injected them with knockout drugs. Originally, both of them were about to be abducted. Just as they were being forced into the car, Xiao Hang, using his last shred of consciousness, kicked Lu Yan out of the vehicle. Meanwhile, the people protecting Lu Yan and Xiao Hang also arrived. The assailants had no choice but to abandon Lu Yan and take Xiao Hang away. I was on my way to the outskirts when I received Lu Yan's call. Before that, I had gotten a call from second brother Xiao, who said, "Xiao Hang is in my hands. If you want him to stay alive, come alone, otherwise, you'll be waiting to see your brother's body." I told Lu Yan, "I know, I'll handle this." After saying that, I hung up the phone. It wasn't that I didn't want to talk to him a bit more, but I got lost. Damn. Why did they have to pick a location in the middle of nowhere? I exited the call screen and continued driving forward, following the map's directions. When I arrived at the factory Xiao Lao Er mentioned, inside were him, a few thugs, a doctor, and several nurses. "What's the matter? Embezzling public funds is no longer enough to satisfy your desires. Now you've started trading in human organs." Xiao Lao Er looked at me with a venomous gaze. This is his true face. Beside him was Xiao Hang. Our young master is now in a truly sorry state. He knelt on the ground, his hands bound behind his back, a strip of black tape covering his mouth. His face was not only bruised but also smeared with dust. Upon seeing me, he urgently tried to rise and move forward, but Xiao Lao pressed him down firmly. "Don't move, or I'll kill you." I frowned, my hands hanging at my sides tightening slightly. Xiao Lao actually has a gun. "Uncle, you're quite capable, even managing to get your hands on something like a gun, but old man Lu is a bit stingy, isn't he? With 8 of you here, why not equip each of you with one, instead of just giving it to you? Uncle, do you even know how to use it?" Xiao Lao sneered coldly. "Xiao Su, I really underestimated you. I never expected someone so young to have such a ruthless heart. But you're still young after all, now that both you and your sister are in my hands. You're already at death's door." I smiled. Although second uncle is getting on in years, his mindset remains as narrow as ever. "You 5 grown men, plus a doctor and 2 nurses, still need to hold our young master hostage. What, are you afraid of me?" Second uncle Xiao's face turned pale and then flushed with anger at my words. "Xiao Su, don't get too cocky with your words. Today will be the end for you and your sister." Just then, a voice came through my earpiece. "The sniper's line of sight is blocked. Stop provoking him. He has a gun. Play it safe first and get him to release the hostage." I am speechless. "All right then," I sighed. "Uncle, I still call you uncle. I was wrong before, and I apologize to you. I dared to come alone today without any intention of returning alive. But Xiao Hang is different. Uncle, I beg you to let him go. He knows nothing about the company's affairs and won't hinder you. Keeping him can also silence the gossip, uncle. I beg you." My show of weakness brought a perverse excitement to Xiao Lao eyes. His eyes lit up. "All right, then you come and take his place." As he spoke, he pushed Xiao Hang forward. Once free, Xiao Hang rushed over to me, but behind him, Xiao Lao raised his gun. "Fire." Without a moment to think, I roared and lunged at Xiao Hang. Only the sound of a bang was heard. I wrapped my arms around Xiao Hang, shielding him in my embrace. The bullet tore through my clothes and lodged inside. A searing pain shot through me, my vision went white. Before losing consciousness, I seemed to hear Xiao Hang's piercing cry of grief. Xiao Lao was shot dead on the spot. Everyone else present was arrested. They revealed the mastermind behind it all, Old Master Lu. They kidnapped a teenager as he requested. They removed a teenager's kidney as he demanded. Just like that, Old Master Lu was arrested and investigated. He would face imprisonment, although his family is wealthy and influential. My Qiao family is not lacking either. As the saying goes, if you're willing to risk your life, you can even pull the emperor off his horse. I don't believe that. With all my assets at stake, I can't outlast a criminal who's been convicted on multiple charges. The whole matter progressed very smoothly. This is mainly thanks to me, my foresight. Applause is in order here, with the lessons from my past life. I am not stingy in using the greatest malice to speculate about people's hearts. So after Xiao Lao fled to escape punishment, I guessed he would be driven to desperate measures, so I placed trackers on both Xiao Hang and Lu Yan and reported it to the police. Therefore, when Xiao Hang was kidnapped, I immediately sent the location information to the police. Then I received a call from Xiao Lao to ensure the safety of the hostages to the greatest extent. I bravely went alone. Of course, I was well prepared. I was wearing a bulletproof vest, had an earpiece in my ear, and was backed by real firepower. I was just that bold. That's why, when danger struck, I didn't hesitate to shield Xiao Heng. I thought the bulletproof vest was like an impenetrable shield, but it turned out to be incredibly painful, like having a boulder smashed against my chest, and it directly fractured one of my ribs. If I had known the bulletproof vest would have this kind of effect, I would never have charged forward so recklessly. I was unconscious in the hospital for 37 hours. It said that during those 37 hours, Xiao Heng was as devastated as if he had lost his own mother. He was completely disheartened, refusing to eat, drink, or sleep, and he wouldn't even tend to his own wounds, but he didn't cry at all. It wasn't until I regained consciousness that his eyes turned red, and he kept calling me sister, looking utterly wronged. Ah, poor thing. After regaining consciousness, I always felt like I had overlooked something. But I couldn't remember what it was at the moment, until I received a call from the hospital, saying they had found a kidney that matched Lu Yan's mother. Where is Lu Yan? Why haven't I seen him? Xiao Heng was peeling an apple for me, but by the time he finished, only half of it remained. He snorted and said angrily, "He's an ungrateful wretch. If I had known, I wouldn't have helped him. No, this isn't Lu Yan's style. Call him." Xiao Heng was reluctant, but under my intense gaze, he still made the call, but no one answered. "Call her mother." "I don't have her mother's number." "Then go find it and ask." Lu Yan's mother's phone was quickly dialed. On the phone, her tone was urgent. "Miss Xiao, has Xiao Yan come to see you?" She said Lu Yan left the hospital after learning they had found a kidney donor. He said he was going to raise money, but his phone was completely unreachable. I clenched my teeth tightly. Another one who's not easy to deal with. If I don't keep an eye on him, where has he gotten himself into trouble again? Thinking about what's in the book. Holy crap, he didn't go back to fighting in underground matches again, did he? Shui Inua is a player in the scene and knows the city's underground boxing rings like the back of his hand, so I had no choice but to ask him to help me find someone. Shui Inua is very reliable, and it wasn't long before he got back to me with information. Damn, your brother is a tough guy. He signed a life or death contract, the kind where life and death don't matter, a life or death contract. I believe my face must have turned as dark as the bottom of a pot. By the time Xiao Heng pushed me in my wheelchair to the scene, Lu Yan had already been beaten to a miserable state. If it weren't for his familiar eyes, I would hardly have recognized him. When I came over, Shui Inua warned me that the owner behind this underground boxing ring was not someone I could afford to provoke, so if I wanted to take someone away, I had to settle it with money. I smashed a dozen bottles of beer and called off the match. Xiao Heng quickly stepped forward to help Lu Yan up. "Are you crazy? If you need money, you could have told me. Why come here to fight?" Lu Yan pushed him away. "What are you doing here? Hurry up and take your sister away. This is no place for you." I glared at him fiercely. "Shut up, I'll deal with you when we get back." The boss walked out gracefully, unexpectedly revealing a seductive woman dressed in a cheongsam. "Little girl, are you here to cause trouble?" Lu Yan rushed over and stood in front of me. Xiao Heng refused to be outdone. These two silly boys just shielded me behind them. I was speechless. I was already shorter than them, and now I'm in a wheelchair. "You're blocking my view, you know." I patted them, signaling for them to make way. "Beautiful sister, I only want to take my brother away. I absolutely don't mean to delay your business. Just name your price." The woman looked at us with an unreadable expression. After a long while, she waved her hand, and the people surrounding us stepped back. She said, 40 million plus one of his arms, and you can leave. "Sister, he's still young. If his arm is broken, he'll be ruined. Can I buy his arm back with another 40 million? The woman laughed. "Sure, why not?" But Lu Yan refused. "No, I don't agree. I'm going to be driven mad by him." I lifted my leg and kicked him right in the calf. "Shut up." Lu Yan turned around and crouched down to look me straight in the eyes. He said, "I have to finish this fight. It's my own choice, and I need to see it through." "Are you insane, Lu Yan? I've told you countless times that trading your life for money is the worst deal. Do you take my words as nothing but hot air?" Lu Yan remained unmoved, saying, "I will win. Believe in me. Believe my foot. Your blood is smeared all over your eyes. Do you think that's ketchup, sis? Trust me." I was stunned. This was the first time Lu Yan called me sister, yet it was under such circumstances. "If you die, I won't collect your body." Lu Yan laughed. This is the ugliest I've ever seen him smile. He said, if I win the money, I'll take you all out for hot pot, in the underground boxing ring. There are no gloves for protection, it's a real bare-knuckle brawl, where the fight comes down to who has the tougher bones and who isn't afraid to die. The man fighting Lu Yan was much stronger than him, knocking him to the ground again and again. Xiao Hang had already pushed his way to the front. He shouted loudly, Lu Yan, you son of a bitch, get up, hurry, get up. Lu Yan kept getting up from the ground, then swung his fists and continued to attack. Slowly, he actually gained the upper hand. The man was clearly at a disadvantage, and Lu Yan pressed his advantage, knocking the man to the ground, until he collapsed on the ground. Unable to get up again, Lu Yan won, a Pyrrhic victory. He was helped by Xiao Hang to walk over to me. He said, I won. I let go of the hand I had been tightly holding. It wasn't until this moment that I realized I had been mentally tense all along. Let's go home. Great. With injuries all over his face and body, Lu Yan didn't dare to see his mother. To this, I could only offer him 2 words. Serves you right. After winning the competition, Lu Yan received 200,000 yuan. The prize money is only 200,000 yuan, but the compensation demands 40 million. That's really harsh. With the money in place, Lu Yan's mother's surgery was scheduled. As the surgery approached, it was impossible for Lu Yan not to show up. It just so happened that Xiao Hang also had injuries on his face, so I said it was 2 foolish boys fighting. Lu Yan's mother was both heartbroken and helpless, repeatedly urging them to get along well. Lu Yan held his mother's hand and said, no rush, we'll talk slowly after your surgery is successful. The waiting process was long. Zhou Hang couldn't hold back his words and questioned Lu Yan. Both my sister and I were injured and ended up in the hospital. Why didn't you come to see us? Lu Yan replied, I did come, but I didn't dare show myself in front of you. Sometimes, being too clever isn't necessarily a good thing. Just like Lu Yan, he ended up trapping himself in a dead end. He believes that both Xiao Hang's kidnapping and my injury are because of him. The Lu family wanted his kidney and intended to kidnap him. If it weren't for him, none of this would have happened. Guilt torments him unbearably. He dares not see me, dares not see Xiao Hang, and can only escape. I was speechless. First of all, you've got it wrong. They really did want to kidnap Xiao Hang. Because of my heavy protection, Qiao Lao Air suggested to Old Master Lu, why don't we just kidnap him directly? Old Master Lu was quick-witted. Since Qiao Lao Air was already a fugitive, he figured he might as well go all the way. If Qiao Lao Air wanted to do it, he could go ahead. As for himself, staying behind the scenes, he would reap the benefits regardless of success or failure. As for Qiao Lao, could he really be that kind-hearted? He just wanted to use Mr. Lu's influence to kill me and Xiao Hang for revenge, so the photos found on those thugs were all of Xiao Hang. Therefore, Qiao Lao had always intended to kidnap Xiao Hang. These 2 old schemers, each plotting against the other, ended up outsmarting themselves. My words made Lu Yan's eyes widen. I said earnestly, even if we take a step back and say their target was you, and they just mistakenly kidnapped Xiao Hang, what does that have to do with you? As the top student in your grade, are you really going to argue with me about victim-blaming theory here? Am I wrong? I challenged him. I was wrong. Xiao Hang was delighted that his self-proclaimed good friend wasn't an ingrate, and he sat there smugly, shaking his leg. Lu Yan asked Xiao Hang, why did you end up kicking me off? Xiao Hang was baffled. Why not? Saving one is better than none. Besides, my family has money and can afford the ransom, but yours doesn't. I was speechless. Although Xiao Hang, that little bastard, had no tact in his words, it was precisely his straightforwardness that disrupted Lu Yan's various concerns. He let out a long sigh, as if breaking free from the cage that had long confined him. Lu Yan's mother's surgery went very smoothly. Xiao Hang and Lu Yan also returned to school one after another. As for me, I finally had a chance to rest due to illness, and I didn't want to rush back to work. I'd rather stay in the hospital and keep Mrs. Lu Yan company. I don't know if it's because of my company, but I feel that Mrs. Lu Yan is in a very cheerful mood. I really am such a thoughtful little sweetheart. The busiest and most anxious one is Fang Yili, who has already come to the hospital to urge me repeatedly. Finally, Xiao Hang couldn't stand it anymore and said, let me handle it. The entire room was stunned at that moment. Xiao Hang blinked. Is that not okay? Okay, that's more than okay. Lu Yan has been saying that Xiao Hang's attitude toward studying has undergone a significant change. and now he's even willing to take on work-related matters. I really shed a handful of old mother's tears. Experts are indeed experts. They were absolutely right. Xiao Heng's transformation was something I exchanged for a rib. It was worth it. Fang Yili was not very pleased. He seemed to recall the hardships of raising me in the past. I pulled him aside and whispered to console him, I'm just the one behind the curtain. Xiao Heng is the real master. As the prime minister, you must assist him well. Fang Yili was speechless. The dual pressures of academics and work replaced Xiao Heng's original innocence and purity with steadiness and worldliness. That day, he lay by my bedside and said, Sis, I'm so tired. I admit my heart softened. Then focus on your studies, and I'll handle the company matters. Xiao Heng shook his head. No need, he said. Brother Fang said that you used to be 100 times more exhausted than I am now. Back then, you even had to take care of me. Sis, I never knew you were so tired. I am not the Xiao Su of the past, so I cannot answer for her whether she was tired or not. But as for me, back when I gave up my studies and friends to take on that company, I was utterly exhausted, yet I gritted my teeth and pushed through. Tired? How could I not be tired? But no one has ever asked me if I'm tired. Now, when Xiao Heng says these words, I actually feel a mix of emotions. He said, Sis, you don't need to worry, I'll handle it, and Lu Yan is helping me too. I looked up, and Lu Yan was standing outside the door. These two, whom I had always regarded as children since I first arrived, seemed to have gradually grown into adults one could rely on. He said, Sis, go take the college entrance exam. I know it's your dream, and it's also your regret. I never went to college. I have never felt that my knowledge and life experience are any less profound than those who have attended university. However, the absence of that experience has always been a regret of mine. If we had followed the normal trajectory, both I and the former Xiao Su should have been in our third year of university by now. Yet, we both gave it up. I admit, when Xiao Heng proposed this idea, I was shamefully tempted. I wanted to go to college, and I did just that. Lu Yan became the private tutor for both Xiao Heng and me. He is the most arrogant tutor I have ever seen. Every day, he looks at me and Xiao Heng with a gaze that says, Are you idiots? But he is also the most patient tutor I have ever seen. Even when Xiao Heng and I push him to the brink of anger, he just gets up irritably to drink a glass of water, then suppresses his temper and says, Let's try again. Xiao Heng made rapid progress, not only jumping to the middle of the class in terms of grades but also gradually becoming more adept at handling company matters. I was getting a bit tired of studying. I wanted to help Xiao Heng with the company matters, hoping to take a break in the process. However, I was mercilessly rejected by both Xiao Heng and Lu Yan. Xiao Heng even had the audacity to say, Sis, when your math scores are passing, then we can talk about other things. So infuriating. Is he trying to turn the tables and act like the master now? Lu Yan is much more reliable. After going out, he even brought me back a small piece of chocolate mousse. Eating dessert really does make you feel better. Lu Yan, you're still the one who treats me well. Xiao Heng is just an ungrateful wretch. Lu Yan smiled, his eyes crinkling at the corners. He hummed in agreement. After you finish, let's work on this test paper. Damn, after hearing the story above, what are your thoughts? Feel free to share your opinions in the comments section. Looking forward to hearing from you. If you liked this story, don't forget to like it, share it, and subscribe to my channel. See you next time.